We went to Walmart to pick up a couple of things that we needed and just really to see what was going on at Walmart. As you can see, the juice has been kind of cleaned out here. So what are essential items that people need in this snowstorm? Sugar. Oh, look at all the empty racks. So they made sure that they stocked up on sugar. People are going to bake when the power goes out. Pretty funny. The bread section. Pretty much cleaned out. Do you want to get some bread? Good thing we already have a supply. So tater tots and french fries, another hot item. But if the power goes out, how are they going to cook them? Looks like a lot of frozen foods have been picked through too. I wonder how they're planning on cooking those frozen foods. Is ice cream an essential item? Gotta have ice cream in case of snow. Ha ha ha. That's funny. Bananas. Okay, I can understand that. There we go. A couple of bananas left. At least that is a ready-made food. You don't have to worry about preparation time. Vegetables are a little low. So cereal has been picked pretty good too. But there's still quite a bit here. Stock workers are going to have a lot of work to do tonight. This is a good item to have. In case of emergency, we can make heat with these. I think I'll get 2 packages. And here's another item that is needed. Clay pot. We need to have 2 different sizes. 2 sizes. Okay. Unglazed ones are a lot cheaper. But these are actually the right size. A small one and a big one. This is glazed, so the price is a lot more. Okay, here is a really cheap heater that you can use with some tea lights. 4 tea lights in a bread pan sitting on a surface that is not going to catch fire. Go ahead, Jose, go ahead and put the other top on. And 2 flower pots of 2 different sizes. We need to plug this hole. I just use aluminum foil to cover that hole. And what's going to happen is this is going to warm, this is going to heat up. And then we put the large pot over top. And what will happen is it'll create a convection of heat around, and it will come out through this hole and it will heat the room. Now, each one of these will burn for about 4 hours. So it's a good thing to know if you're ever in a situation where you have no power, and that means you might not have heat. It's always good to have an emergency plan. I have the tools to make 3 heaters, and so I'm prepared. That way, if we needed heat in our bedroom or heat in the living room or wherever, then we're good. We're prepared for whatever happens. Another thing that's always needed in an emergency is water. We just keep a supply of water because you need water for cooking and whatnot. So it's a good idea to have a supply of water, and I've just been kind of stocking up on it for whenever that is needed. Another great thing to have is a propane tank to operate a propane stove. You probably can't see it too well, but we have here a propane stove, so if necessary and we needed to cook food because the power's out, we have a propane stove. The tank is full of propane, so we can cook food in the event that there's a power outage. Now, another good tip is to take a milk jug and fill it with water and stick it in your freezer and let it be frozen. That will keep your freezer cold when the power goes out. If you have these little things that you throw in your cooler when you're picnicking and whatnot, just keep them in your freezer all the time, because they can be useful when, for example, if the power goes out, they will still keep your freezer cold. Here's my freezer in the house. I have two freezers, one in the back porch and one in the house. And I always keep a jug of ice. It's a milk jug that I just filled it up with water, and it just always stays in here just in case of an emergency. That will help to keep things colder. And of course, you don't want to use your freezer too much. You want to try to avoid opening the doors too much whenever the power does go out. Now, if I wanted to, if the power went out in the house and I was worried about my meat, and if it wasn't staying cold, since I have a freezer in the back porch where there's no heat, I could take my meats out of here and put it in the back porch. And that would still keep cold because there's no heat back there. Okay, this has been on for just a few minutes, and already it's feeling warm to the touch. And heat is coming out of the top of it. My oil lamp has a brand new wick, and it's got oil filled in it, so we have light in the event of a power outage. I keep candles around the house pretty much all the time, so I will be able to have light as I need. I also keep a supply of candles for the holidays or emergencies, but I know where they are. And if the power is out for any length of time, I have a little candle making kit. I've been saving in this box all the things that I need. Here's my mold. I have different types of wick. I have some oak glass votive cups to recycle. I have molds for making my own tea lights. And the wicks go in the candles. I save all of my wax from candles that are spent and reuse the wax. And I have coloring and rose fragrance. You can choose different colors. So lots of wax. So if I get bored, I could just make candles. Here's some candles that I made. These are the kind that you melt the wax and you just dip it into the pot. You turn off the wax after it's all melted, and you just keep dipping and keep dipping. They're kind of rough looking, and then when you're all done, you just try to roll them to smooth them out. And I left them like this because I just hang them here. And these are actually made with leftovers. I usually buy a lot of burgundy colors, and so I often combine my leftover wax. And so there's just some candles that I've made another time. Pick it up. Now the candles look like liquid, but they'll continue to burn. They'll burn for up to 4 hours. So this is pretty hot.
But it gives off heat.
Uh-huh.
That's the way it sits. That's nice.